Hey friend, Roger Christofferson here again with another first listen review. And boy, is this a big one. I think this is one a lot of people have been waiting for. Ozzy Osbourne's brand new album, Patient Number 9. And it is loaded with guests and all kinds of fun stuff on this one. It's been only been a couple years since Ordinary Man came out, and that was full of people too, that guests, and a few of the same players are on this one, but just get right into it. I guess it's got Zakk playing on a lot of rhythm guitar on this one. He does a few leads. Got Jeff Beck guesting on a couple tracks, Tony Iommi on a couple, Mike McCready's on one, you got Eric Clapton on here, and then it's got Josh Homme, I don't even know how you say it really, about one of the millions of bands he's from. Probably most notably from Queens of the Stone Age, is probably where a lot of people know him from, but he's been in a ton of other bands. Then we got Dave Navarro, Robert Trujillo on bass, Duff McKagan, Chris Chaney on bass, mostly probably better known from Jane's Addiction, but he's been with a few other people. I think he played with Alanis for a while too. Chad Smith and the late Taylor Hawkins, all on this album. So let's get right into it. It starts with the title song, Patient Number 9, which I already did a review on, so I won't go into that, all over again. But one thing I will say that I noticed about this whole album is the bottom end. It's got a lot more meat to it than Ordinary Man had. So maybe Andrew Watt there. I gotta say Andrew Watt because I said Andrew Watt in one of the other reviews, and some reason I switched to starting to say Alan Watt, and I don't know why. But it's Andrew Watt. He produced this album again. I don't think he plays any guitar on this one. I didn't see that anywhere in the credits there, but he definitely took some notes from people, I think, and made this a little bit more fuller sounding overall. The whole album just sounds a lot fuller. Another odd thing I noticed is it's only got writing credit shared from Ozzy on 2 songs, with just sole writing credit to Ozzy. And I mean, we all know Ozzy doesn't play guitar. There's no way he wrote this stuff. So I mean, I don't know what they're talking about there. I'm sure that has something to do with Sharon, kept Ozzy going, but at the same time probably screwed a lot of people over. It seems like she's still probably doing it, because I'm sure she had a hand in that. I don't know, I'm just kind of speculating there. And the funny part was, I remember seeing an interview with Ozzy where he talked about writing with Tony and how they had some riffs and stuff from him for a couple of the songs, but he doesn't have any credit on any of this stuff, so I don't know what's going on there. But anyway, I already did a review on that first song. I'm not going to go through that again. The second song on here, Immortal, is featuring Mike McCready of Pearl Jam fame, probably most notably known from that. Solo in it had this weird phaser panning solo thing going on, and there's a lot of fast riffing going on this as far as the rhythm tracks go, and we know Ozzy didn't write those riffs, so I don't know. Anyway, a good song. It's a rocker. Good rocker, mid-tempo-ish, maybe a little more than mid-tempo. The solo in it was weird. It was just a solo. I mean, it didn't really do anything special for me. I don't know. Mike McCready can really play. I just was expecting a little bit better from him, but it fit the song. It just didn't really do anything spectacular for me. Good song though. Track number 3 is Parasite. This one's featuring Zakk on it again. It's got tons of effects, background vocal effects. I'll give that to Andrew Watt. He knows how to fill up space with cool things. He does a lot of cool background vocal effects and just background vocals in all the right places. I think he does a good job of that. It's a little bit something different we haven't heard from Ozzy on his past albums, is like experimenting and having some really cool. There's a lot of background effects overall on this album, which I don't think is overdone as much or really at all on this one like it was on Ordinary Man. Another good rocker though. Of course, Zakk rips the solo. It's fairly short in my opinion, but it was a good solo. Track number 4, No Escape from Now. This one's the other one featuring Tony Iommi. I don't know. It sounds like an Iommi riff. The song does. It starts out with this weird acoustic intro. It's got the fuzz effect on it. I'll tell you one thing, Andrew likes this fuzz guitar. There's a lot of fuzz guitar on this album, like this weird phaser, fuzzy stoner type sound on everything. The end riff sounds a lot like some old Ozzy or a Black Sabbath riff, something like it was similar. There's another song on Ordinary Man that had like this kind of same style of riffing on it. I can't picture which one it was right off the top of my head, but good song. Another kind of mid-tempo rocker. It sounds like something Iommi would have written. That's why I'm surprised he doesn't have any credit on it. But then we get to track number 5, One of Those Days. This one's got Clapton on it. And he does a lot of soloing all over the whole thing. And then the guitar sound on it has that old Cream fuzz type sound like he had back in the Cream days, which I thought fit the song pretty well. And the acoustic intro on this one had me immediately thinking of Close My Eyes Forever from, the one he did with Lita Ford. Not the actual music, but just the sound of the guitar, the sound of the acoustic itself. Didn't care for the lyrics too much in this one. I probably have to give that one a listen again, and just personally, just didn't care for the lyrics too much. It was a cool riff though. Track number 6, Thousand Shades. This one also features Jeff Beck. The solo on this one, it starts, with that fuzzy, weird guitar sound like that Jeff Beck just doesn't need, and then it goes into like what I would classify anyway as the classic Beck sound, and it sounds like Jeff Beck after that first few bars. Why they switched sounds, I don't know, but they did, and that's just what it is. Starts out with a piano and acoustic type guitar thing. It's got that weird electric guitar effect that comes in again. They used on Patient Number 9. They used that on Nothing Feels Right, and there's a couple other spots I heard it in here too. It's definitely an effect that Andrew likes to use. And it's got weird, the effect I was talking about. It's almost like I can almost hear it on the piano, but I don't know, maybe just my ears playing tricks on me. And it's one of these songs that just builds up at the end. It's got a lot of strings that are added as it goes along, and it's a good ballad. I won't say it's the best one he's ever done, but it's a good ballad. That one might take a little while to grow on me. Track number 7, Mr. Darkness, another one featuring Zakk. Another acoustic intro. A lot of acoustic intros on these. It almost has a southern feel because it does this little bendy thing, but it only lasts for a few seconds. But then it starts to rock out, and it does the acoustic thing again. And by the end of it, it's rocking, so it kind of goes back and forth a little bit. Decent song though, kind of liked it. Then track number 8 is Nothing Feels Right, which I actually just did a review for here a few days ago. It's just cool hearing it again. It's nice hearing it in the album context. It fit like right where I think it should have been. And Zakk actually plays really good on that one too. Then track number 9, Evil Shuffle, another Zakk song. So this one sounds a lot like early Sabbath. I was thinking back to like the first couple Sabbath albums when it first kicked in. Then we got that really weird, it's almost like a tinny, spooky type guitar effect. I don't know how to explain it. When you hear it, you'll know what I'm talking about because they use it on a lot of these songs. This is a slower, lumbering along type song, but it sounds Sabbath-ish. A lot of this, I think that's what Andrew was going for even on the last album, is capturing a lot of that old Sabbath feel, which I think Ozzy sings really well. I think he sounds a lot better on this style of song than he did it on some of his later, like Black Rain, that era, and Scream type stuff. Just very forgettable. At least these riffs are a little bit more memorable. The vocal melodies are a little bit more memorable than anything on those. Anyway, this is personal opinion. But track number 10, Degradation Rules. I also did a review on that one. It's funny, I actually read an interview just earlier today that it was actually Taylor Hawkins that was the one that suggested that he do that idea, the lyrical idea anyway, so that's kind of funny. Also a funny note is that Ozzy didn't know who Taylor Hawkins was until he started recording this album with him too, so and it's just nice to have another last little bit of Taylor out there. I'm sure there's other stuff the Foo Fighters have left to him, but it was nice to hear, something with Taylor playing on it too, because it's cool after the big event they had this past weekend and everything. It's kind of cool. It's still nice to hear something from him. Anyway, track 11 is Dead and Gone. This one starts with a pretty cool straight ahead bass and drum groove. Then the guitar comes in, and it's funny when the guitar comes in, it's almost got that same feel of the guitar riff from No More Tears. It's got a little bit of that feel there. Not exactly, but pretty close. And once again, that really weird guitar effect is thrown in here again. And it's got this really strange, weird guitar effect. Guitar or keys, I can't even tell, but it's got going on in the background. It kind of gives it a spooky type feel, which I thought fit the song really well. And not really much of a solo in here. There's nothing to speak of anyway. There's a little bit of something that sounds like might even be keys and guitars like together, but it's not really a solo. It's just kind of like a melody riff going on. Track number 12, which is kind of this big epic ballad, but it's heavy. It's not like a keyboard ballad. It starts out with a cool, slow riff, a guitar riff, fuzzy guitar riff, of course. It almost sounds like stoner rock. I mean, that's how I would explain even the main guitar in the sound. Sounds like a stoner type rock sound, which I personally love. Then it's got this big epic ending with a solo with some weird phaser shifting back and forth type panning effect, which really a mid-rangey type sounding thing, and it just really filled up the song well. I thought it ended pretty well. And then on the end there's this little thing called Dark Side Blues, which probably didn't really need to be on the album, but it's just, I'm assuming Ozzy on harmonica, and it's got some slide dobro type sounding guitar and some weird, vocal effect on Ozzy's thing, just make it sound like old bluesy, like Robert Johnson type sounding thing, which was cool. I mean, it wasn't bad. I just thought it was a weird way to end the album, but anyway, so that's my opinion on it. Definitely like this a lot better than Ordinary Man, and I liked Ordinary Man, so I haven't really found myself going back to it very often, though. I would probably, if I was to go to my Ozzy catalog, I wouldn't be the first thing I'd pick up, Ordinary Man, that is. It wouldn't be the last thing, but this is, I think, a step up from Ordinary Man. It's definitely better than a lot of the stuff he had before Ordinary Man. I'm not going to go list every album there, but if you're an Ozzy fan, I think you're going to like this album. He sings great on it. He really sounds good. He doesn't sound like he's suffering like you're reading all the news and everything. He sounds really good on it. Tell me what you think. I mean, we all have our own opinions, and so I just shared mine. So feel free, like, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff, comments. I love to hear what you guys have to say about the stuff. Even if you don't agree with me, it's kind of fun just to talk about music. That's kind of what this is all about, just keeping music alive. Kind of like Ozzy's keeping himself alive. Bad joke. But anyway, yeah, it's fun. Talk to you guys later.